All right, everybody, welcome back. As promised, there is a new paper plush tutorial. I said I'd come back. I said I'd come back to these at some point, and here we are. Um, Today's is a special one because it is something I have learned recently, and that has to do with accessories for paper plushies. I'll give you an example here with good old Withered Foxy. So we have this hook, and as you can see, it bends, it's bent, it's destroyed, it's not really in the best condition. And that's just what happens when you have 2D accessories on anything with paper plushies. With any accessory, this is like a little envelope. I just made this for an example. But like, over time, this could get, let's say, maybe crushed in a bin, and then now it's bent. And then, obviously, it could get more bent, and it could start to look like this, and it's going to start getting destroyed, and it's not going to look good, just like that hook for Withered Foxy. So today, I'm going to be showing you a much better way to do accessories for your paper plushies. They're pretty easy, and here's what you're going to need for it. So, first off, this is a thing I haven't really used yet, but I think it's going to work better in this case, and that is packing tape. I say packing tape because the thing about normal Scotch tape is just these small pieces. You get these very small pieces of tape, and it's going to take a little bit longer, but you can still do this with Scotch tape. It's still definitely possible. Like this, you can still use normal tape, but packing tape is bigger, and it's going to get the job done faster and easier. So I'm going to be using this, but just know you can also use this. And then, of course, you're going to need something to draw and color with for the accessory. That can be really anything. And then you have to have scissors, of course. But these are the main two things we're going to need today. Packing tape, or whatever tape you got, and scissors. And, by the way, the tape has to be clear for this to work. It has to be some sort of clear tape. Semi-transparent kind of works, but, like, clear is the best option here. So, we're gonna get started, and I have a pretty interesting example. I have some glasses here, and I don't know how well it's gonna work on these. I just kind of picked something random. But any basic accessory, like for example, Foxy's hook, maybe a sword, something easy that's like, basic accessory, that's gonna be the best for what we're doing here. Glasses, I have no idea. I've only tried this once, and I have no idea what's going to happen. So, what you're going to need to do first, though, is, you're going to have to draw out your accessory, the size you want it to be and everything like that. It's going to be drawn out, and then we're going to cut it out. Alright, so I'm not going to cut out, I'm not going to make these actual working glasses for a paper plushie. I'm not going to, cut these parts out or anything. I'm just going to leave it like this. But you're going to want your accessory. And then what you're gonna need to do is you're gonna have to get your packing tape. It's time to get the tape, whatever tape you have. And what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to take that piece of tape, and you're gonna want to put it. You want to have it sticky, you want the sticky side to stick to the back of your accessory, just so we can see what we're doing. So I'll give you an example right now. So I don't know how well you can see this on camera. Hopefully it's visible at some, to some point. But we're going to use this piece of tape. We're going to set it on the ground with the sticky side face up, so that we can put the accessory on. Then the front of your accessory should be like this. I didn't actually color the back of this accessory, so it's not going to look right. But then what you're going to want to try and do here, I actually didn't think about this. I can't really see where the tape is. I gotta kind of move it to see. But then you're gonna want to put your accessory down on the sticky side of the tape. And with you're gonna have to make a giant strip of tape with normal tape. But if you have packing tape, this will just be one easy go, depending on the size of your accessory. You might need two, but for this one, I just need one. So I'm gonna place it down on my tape, and there we go. Okay, perfect. So now it's on the tape, and it's stuck onto the tape. Perfect. And you can, so this is where it's going to become up to you. You can add layers to these tape to the like you can add layers of like little tape strips on these on your accessory. If you do that though, make sure you can still feel the paper. So just add more tape underneath this tape layer and just keep adding layers. Like grab another tape strip and put it underneath your current one. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it thicker, and it's going to make it easier to hold when you're trying to put it onto your paper plushie. And it might even make it easier for your paper plushie to hold, but more importantly, it's going to make it more durable, and it's going to last over time. So what I recommend you do is at least do 2. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing 2 layers. That's what I recommend. So I'm just going to real quickly do that again. And then a thing that you might get wrong here is you don't actually need to make the tapes, the strips of tape that you have, you don't actually need to make them the same size. They just, both of them have to go, or have to be longer and bigger than the accessory itself. That's all you really need. Like both layers don't have to be the same size or anything, because you'll see why here in a second, but we're not going to use this entire tape strip to make the accessory, so I gotta try and get it off my hands. This is actually kind of annoying. Okay, so I didn't place the pieces of tape on evenly, but as you can see here, I'm going to lift this up here, and I have the normal tape strip with the accessory on it, and then underneath I put another piece of tape, another tape strip underneath that, and it's sticking to that piece right now. So I can still feel the paper texture on my accessory, and that's kind of important. But I kind of have it uneven here, but once you have this is the first step. This is good to go. You just want to make sure you at least I'd say 2 layers, but you can have as many as you want. And then we're going to move on to the next step, which is the exact same thing. We're going to grab 2 strips of tape and then put them onto our accessory. But this time we're going to go sticky side down and onto the accessory. And this is going to cover up that paper texture. It's going to cover up the accessory itself, and that's what we want. So I got my first piece of tape right here, and I'm just going to lay I did not mean to, hold on. Okay, so I kind of forgot to mention this while you do this, but there is a chance that you might accidentally stick it on the wrong way and have to pull it off. If you pull it off, just know that this will happen. The paper kind of got torn while I was trying to get that other piece of tape off because I didn't put it on correctly. So yeah, that's just a bit of a warning. You can actually see the tape right here and all the paper inside of it because of that. So if you do this accidentally and you don't want to restart making your accessory, just work with it. That's what I'd say. Just add another tape strip, but add it on correctly. That's what I'd say, because what I did right there was not helpful to this accessory at all. Okay, so I got my other tape strip, and now what I want to do is place it on correctly. I don't want this tape to interact with any of the other tape until I'm ready to put it on. But now I'm ready to put it on, and I'm going to put it on top of the accessory itself and the other 2 tape strips, sticky side down. Perfect. So now it's like this. It might start sticking to your hand. It might start sticking to stuff. That's okay. We're going to fix all that here in a second. And then just do it one more time. At least that's what I recommend. You can do 1 layer, you can do 3 layers, 4 layers. So here's the second layer, and it's just going to go right on top of the other layers. Sticky side face down, and voila. Alright, so now if it's sticking to your table, you can actually just fold the sticky side onto the tape, if it's not within the accessory. Now, if you're using normal clear tape, I imagine this step is just going to be a little bit longer. Like, obviously, it'll make a giant strip out of these. Like, this is going to take a lot of tape rolls. That's why I just use packing tape. But here it is, and what we're going to want to do now is we're going to want to cut this out to be the shape of the accessory. We're going to then just cut out the accessory like how we did when it was on paper, but now we're just going to cut it out while it's in tape. Alright, so basically we're just cutting the tape to fit the shape of the accessory, and you can still see the accessory in there because it's clear tape, so you can still have your accessory. we're just going to keep cutting. Obviously, you'll have this issue, especially if you're using packing tape, where tape just gets stuck on your scissors. That's just normal with tape in general, honestly. I'm going to make sure that this tape doesn't stick to my carpet. This is going to take a minute because it's kind of hard to get the tape to cooperate, especially when there's 2 layers. That's one of the things. If you have multiple layers, the more layers, the harder it is to cut, which is also why I use 2. It's like, you know, good durability, and you can, on top of that, make it a little bit easier to cut while still having good durability. But once we get this cut, we're almost done. As you can see, okay, I was kind of looking off camera. I probably should have made sure you guys could see. So now it's all cut out of the tape. We cut it out of the tape. You can see I have all the scraps. I'm going to throw them away here in a minute. And this is your accessory. You are done. You have a complete accessory, and it's used with tape. Now, there is a couple things I'm going to talk about real quick. You might have this. This is just errors that happen while you're doing it. And what I try and do is I try to hold it down like this. I don't know. Hold on. So, yeah, like whenever I have an issue where there's this tape flap that just kind of got stuck, actually, you might want a piece of tape here. Because what you can is you can fold this thing down and then put a tiny piece of tape on there. If you have packing tape, you'll have to use that and then cut it. But the problem isn't completely, or it is fixed, it just doesn't look fixed. Okay, perfect. And then you can put this onto your paper plush, and it'll be perfect. So now you have your accessory, and the cool thing about accessories like this is you can grab normal Scotch tape, clear tape, and you can tape your accessory on now. This is how you're going to tape your accessory on. And the thing about accessories and stuff like that is, well, I don't really have a paper plushie that I want to put this accessory onto, so I'm not going to put it onto a paper plush because it's going to be really hard to get off of it. I'm just going to use a normal plush. But you're going to want to you're going to want to tape it on. So for the glasses, obviously I'm going to tape both of the ends of the glasses onto my paper plush. But for you guys, it might just be taping it to the hand or something like that. But yeah, once you're done here, you're going to have your accessory. It obviously doesn't fit this plush at all. It wasn't made for it. But you could also use accessories like this, hand accessories that just go onto the hand. And there you go. You can tape it right onto the hand, and it's good to go. And the advantages to having accessories like this, well, one, you can pick them up easier, you can hold them easier. They're not just these flat pieces of paper anymore. They are actually really, that's like a good benefit, especially if you're filming videos. But they're also way more durable, so you're going to be able to get a lot more use out of accessories using this method. And best of all, with accessories that are meant to be held in the hand or something, this is going to be a really nice tactic for that. Shoes. We're going to be showing you how to make shoes with this tape strategy. So let's get into it. So making shoes for your paper plush, whatever the idea is, whatever you're planning on doing with your paper plush, shoes can be made in 2 different ways. You can draw them onto the legs, which is how you do it normally. You can make it a paper accessory which means it's just out of paper, or we can use our packing tape strategy in a little bit of a different way. So here's what we're going to be doing for this. You're going to want to get yourself another piece of paper. So as you can see, I have my piece of paper right here, and we're not going to be, okay, so we're going to kind of be doing what we normally do, but I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So it's like making normal paper plushie legs. For FNAF plushies anyway. FNAF paper plush legs, where you can see on Withered Foxy here, we make these tube-shaped legs, and then we put the feet on afterwards. It's kind of like that. I'm going to show you what's different about it, though, because there is a difference. But the first thing you're going to do is just make the normal drawing of your shoe. So here's what so as you know how we do this, or how I normally do it, at least, is I draw a line, and then I color it in whatever color I need, and then we'll cut that out later. The difference here, though, is you're going to want to actually measure the feet of your paper plushie. So, here's the thing about this. This is meant to be an accessory, but you could also make this the actual feet of the plushie, the actual legs. But if you want to wrap it around your paper plushie, like this, you're going to actually have to do measurements to make sure it fits and that it's not too big or too small. And how you do that is just cut out this piece that I'm about to cut out, wrap it around the leg, and then adjust as needed. I'll show you here in a second. But we're going to cut out this piece. I'm not going to color it in because I'm not really going to use this for a paper plush. This is just an example. So, obviously I'm going to use this strategy at some point, but not in this video. So then what we're going to do is what we normally do. We're going to kind of roll it up into a tube like this. I show this all in the beginner tutorial, so if you need to go back and see that, then definitely check that out. And we're going to roll it up into a tube. But instead what I want to do is I want to take the leg of the paper plushie, so in this case Withered Foxy, I'm going to wrap it around one of the legs. And then we're just going to wrap it around the leg a little bit until we get it completely around the leg. And make sure there's a little bit of room here. So as you can see, this can slide off pretty easy. And that's the good thing. You want to make sure it can slide off so it's a little bit bigger than the leg itself. You're going to take it off and you're going to hold it while you grab a piece of tape. Not packing tape, but normal Scotch tape. There we go. And then you're going to want to... there we go. And then we're just gonna tape right on there. So now you have the normal accessory. Now this is how you would normally make shoes, actually. You'd make shoes by doing this and then adding the little circle, and then you can have removable shoes. Oh, right, two more things. So one, you're going to want to make another version of this, just do the exact same process, but also, I almost completely forgot, we need to actually make the end of the shoe. So just draw your circle like you normally do on a piece of paper, like so. Cut this circle out. I'm not going to be too, I'm not going to make it look perfect because I'm really not really trying for this. I just want to make a quick example for how to do it. Obviously, you guys will customize this to your paper plush liking, or whatever the paper plush needs. And we're going to make it like a normal foot. So this is like a normal foot or a normal arm of a paper plushie. And as you can see, I'm going to tape all four sides down. And there we go. So, just like in the beginner series, we have just a bigger version of a normal leg for a paper plushie. And it can go right onto Withered Foxy's leg here. So that part's good. However, like I said, this is also definitely at risk of being bent, squashed, whatever it is. So what we're going to do is use the tape strategy. And we're going to have to do this one a little bit differently, but not too much differently. We're going to grab a nice little strip of packing tape. Or I guess it wouldn't be a little strip, it'd be a pretty long strip that you're going to need here. And what you're going to do is, give me a second. Alright, perfect. So, now what you're going to want to do is grab your leg and your piece of packing tape, or the shoe, not the leg, and then you're going to want to I guess here's a better way of doing it, have the sticky side facing up while it's laying on the ground here. And then at the end of your piece of tape, so for this, or for me, it's going to be right here, you're going to want to place your leg on top of that, just like that. I hope I don't know if you can see it, but I have it stuck to the end of the tape right here. And then I'm just going to roll the leg through the tape. Try and do it as evenly as you can. We're going to try and do this as accurately as we can. Just roll this on top of the piece of tape, or you can just roll the tape around it. You can just like literally roll the tape around it, but that'll cause its own issues. Or both of these have their own issues afterwards. I'm going to be showing you how to fix them. But wrap the tape around like that, and it should be stuck on there because sticky side is going onto the leg, or onto the shoe. Okay, so now that you got that done, if you have any like bits of tape sticking out here, you can just fold them onto the foot. Same for the back of the shoe. So like this thing right here. And then for the back, if you have anything, you're gonna just fold the tape into here. But that's for the little tiny edges. Oh wait, hold on, we got one right here. So see how this is like popping up, and if you want to just fold this down there. There we go. Okay, hold on. There we go. All right, now it's gone. So now that this is wrapped, we're gonna do it. I still have a little bit here, so I'm gonna wrap this, and then I'll get to the next step. All right, so I'll do it one more time just in case it was a little bit hard to understand the first time. We're gonna grab our leg here, piece of packing tape, and then we're gonna put it onto the leg. If you're doing this and the shoe is a little bit long, then you're probably gonna have to do this twice. But you want to make sure that the packing tape covers all of the shoe. That's not gonna. All right, I'm gonna explain again how to do this with packing tape. I have my packing tape right here, and what you're gonna want to do is put this onto the ground with the sticky face pointing upwards. We don't want this sticking to your carpet or your floor. And then at the end of the tape, so right here's my end, I'm going to put the shoe at the end of it. So now it's stuck to the end of the tape. And then you can just simply pull the shoe back while rolling it across the tape and try to get what isn't covered of the shoe. Try and like aim it, if you know what I mean. Like when you're rolling it across, just kind of move it left and right to get the things that need to be covered. And then you're going to have this. So we talked about just a second ago what will happen if you have these little tape things that are showing up. You can just fold them onto the base of the shoe right here, the circle that you cut out and taped onto there. And then this. Okay, so this is where the shoe gets put on. And you can see there's a lot of extra tape that we don't want because that can stick to the paper plushie and then it's a permanent shoe rather than a removable shoe. And what you want to do here is just cut this piece of the packing tape. Just cut all of this extra off. So keep what's on the shoe itself, but anything that is not on the shoe, it's just kind of hanging off the shoe. Just cut this off. Because we do not need this. And then once you get all of it, then you're good to go. This will be right here. All right, perfect. So now the only thing you need to do, this is kind of an optional step, is you can also tape the base of the shoe by just putting a piece of packing tape over the base of the shoe, or right here, the circle that you cut out. But that's not required, but it gives it that, it gives it the same feeling, and it's more durable, like I said. So I recommend you do it, but it's optional. It's not really part of it, but I'm going to do it anyway. So like you see, just cut it out. And then if you do this as well, you're going to have this issue like I have right here with a bunch of extra stuff. You just fold the tape onto the shoe. I don't know if I really quite caught that. I'll show you again here. You can see I have this tape that's sticking out right here. Do you see it? It's like right here. Yeah, it's sticking out there. We just fold it onto the shoe. Just kind of press the tape that's coming out of it right onto the shoe. And as you can see, there you go. Now you have a shoe completely wrapped in tape, and it'll be more durable. As you can see, I can do that, and it doesn't bend or anything at all. I can do it again. It's perfect. And we can also still put it on Foxy's foot, and then you can take it off. And so it still has a normal shoe function. It's just more durable, and it'll last longer. I think packing tape is honestly one of the best things for durability. And these two accessories together, the normal accessory, which is on my Crazy Studios plush right now, but I'm going to take it off because I kind of need it. There we go. So the normal accessories, as you can see, I have the glasses, but anything that's a hand accessory that's held by the hand, where is it? The envelope here. The glasses, which is a normal accessory as well, and the shoe are both much more durable than just making it out of paper. Making the shoe out of paper normally, it works, it's viable, it works, but it's not as durable as this. Same with the accessories. This is, like I showed it before. Here, I'm just gonna... imagine this is an accessory. It can get bent, crumbled, it can rip. All this can happen. You can actually see with Foxy's old hook here. You can see it was starting to bend. It's starting to crinkle. It's starting to get old. It's what happens with paper plushies. But with these accessories, with tape over them, it's durable. It's good. It'll last longer. It's perfect. So that's all I have for you guys today. This was just a quick tutorial how to use packing tape for accessories. We're going to be using packing tape here in the future for other durability stuff. And I'm also going to be showing you how, in the future, how to make your paper plushies more durable, how to fix paper plushies. That's for the advanced series coming up. That's what's coming up for paper plushies. There's your tutorial. As you can see, the shoe and the accessory out of packing tape, more durable, better accessories. That's all I have for you guys today. Bye-bye.